everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss the most important repeated questions for IGNOU MBA second semester. So the first subject we would be discussing is MMPC-008. So the subject name is Information Systems for Managers. So here we are discussing the important topics with previous year questions. So I have curated last 5 years question paper, and from that I have taken the important topics, the most repeated important topics. So we can start. So the first and most important unit is information system and MIS. So this topic appeared multiple times in June 2022, December to June 2023, June 2024, December 2024. And the important questions were like define information system, types of information systems, components of information systems, so the relationship between organization and information system, and the role of MIS in management. So these were the important questions that were asked from this particular unit. So there is a two-way relationship between organization and information system. So this question asked multiple times. The question is there is a two-way relationship between organization and information system. So the question is repeatedly asked. So prepare what is TPS, what is DSS, what is MIS, and what is EIS properly. Okay. So I don't want this video to be a long video. I just want this to be a short video, so you can quickly refer what all the topics you have to cover, or if you have covered all the important topics. So I'm making this as a quick video. If you want a longer video with all the answers, so you can comment below. So I will be putting a next video with the all the answers. Okay. So next, the important topic is System Development Life Cycle, which is SDLC. So the important areas that we have to cover is phases of SDLC. What are the user involvement phases? Then what is the importance of each phase, and the problem definition and requirement analysis. So, IGNOU loves asking, explain the 7 phases of SDLC. So, remember what is planning, analysis, design, development, testing, implementation, maintenance. This is a very high probability question, which is like explain the 7 phases of SDLC. So these are the question papers, and these are the questions that have been asked from these particular topics. So refer these questions before attending the exam. So the next topic is data warehouse, data mining, and metadata. This might be somewhat familiar to you guys. So the important areas are data warehouse concepts. What is the characteristics of a data warehouse? What are the different types of metadata and the uses of the metadata? And what is data mining, and what is its benefits and tools? And also they would ask you to explain OLAP. So these questions have come in, these question papers. So mainly I have referred the question papers from June 2021 to December 2025. So each year the IGNOU would be giving you two examination, which one would be in June and one would be in December. So I have referred the two sets of question paper from each year. Okay. So the important areas I have told. So from this, especially prepare that metadata in a data warehouse. So this question has asked repeatedly. So the next topic is DBMS and data models. So database management system and data models. So the important repeated questions are components of DBMS, types of data models, classification of data models, difference between data and information. So you can prepare the examples for these questions, for these topics, because IGNOU especially asks for examples, like explain with a suitable example for these kind of topics. So always learn an example associated with every topic, so that you can incorporate that example, even the IGNOU question paper asks for it or not. So also you can increase the length of your answer with appropriate content. So always learn the example for each questions. Okay. So the next one is networking internet, and communication. So the repeated topics here would be hardware components of network, internet versus intranet. This we have learned in the second semester and also in the first semester also. So the next one would be TCP or IP protocol, MAN, teleconferencing. What is an extranet? These are the questions that we are asking. So you should prepare short notes from networking, which are very common in exams. They have been asking short notes for these and these. So especially MAN, intranet versus extranet, TCP bar IP. These are very important. Okay. So the next topic is software concepts and programming languages. So now let's talk about the software concepts. So the important repeated questions are system software versus application software. Like what are the main differences between the system software and application software? So the next topic is integrated software application, Java features, VBD.NET, HTML features, open source software. So learn thoroughly what all these are because these are very important for topics. As I said, I does not want to explain each and every topic in this video because this video is going to be a 10 minutes long. So if you want a detailed video, please do comment. So I will put the next video with all the answers and the important topics. Okay. So this software concepts and programming language is very important as it has been asked multiple times in different question papers. Maybe okay. Yeah, you can see here like in the same question paper they have asked one or two questions from this same topic. So don't skip this topic. Okay. So the next topic is decision support systems and managerial decision making. So another important topic it is because this deals with the outsourcing information system and DSS. So the main questions asked are the advantages and disadvantages of outsourcing, and what is group DSS, what is computer aided decision making, what is the difference between the main difference between the programmed versus non-programmed decision. So these are management oriented questions. So you can answer with definitions, examples, what are the merits and demerits. Okay. Next one is AI. So AI and emerging technologies. This would be very familiar, and you guys would be able to answer these questions very easily with a little bit of understanding. So the important topics are artificial intelligence, neural networks, genetic algorithms, fuzzy logic, blockchain, cryptocurrency, which are very common nowadays. And the next one is algo trading. So mainly short note questions are asked from these topics. So especially you should understand what are the goals of AI, what is neural network, what is a blockchain. So these are very 10 mark. You can score easily 10 mark or 20 marks from these areas. Okay. Next one is the last one, outsourcing IT projects and business application. So here we are learning about the applications of the IT in the business areas. So the main questions that are asked are advantages and disadvantages of outsourcing. What is group DSS? Especially we discussed earlier in that topic also. Earlier topic also. Then what is computer aided decision making? Programmed versus non-programmed decision. Okay. Here we also discussed the like what is IT project investments and what are the risks in that, the ERP or the different types of software we uses for business. Then what is difference between SAP versus Oracle software and the business process reengineering. So what is it? So what is business process reengineering? Comment below. Okay, if you know what is business process reengineering, comment below. So the other one is like the computer fundamentals and memory. So the main memory. So what is a computer? What are its fundamentals? What are the different types of memories? Like what is main memory? What is secondary memory? What is types of computers? What are the different types of computers? What are the things that affect the computer speed? What are the input and output devices? So these are things that we have learned in our childhood, but you can refresh it and add more concept to it. So these have been asked in a yeah, in 2023, 2025, 2022, they have been asked and they have been coming in short note questions also. The next one, the final topic, the final most important topic of this most MMPC-008 is cybersecurity and ethical issues. So, cybersecurity and ethical issues, we know that like a lot of crimes and problems are surrounded because of the AI, also information system using the computers and everything. There are so many ethical issues that have been happening all around us. So we should know what is a cyber crime, what is the viruses, what is the ethical issues in information society. So the right now I am giving you the very high priority questions, like you should learn this, then only you should go for exam. So the first one is information system and MIS. Next one is SDLC. The third one is data warehouse plus metadata plus OLAP. Fourth one is data models and DBMS. Fifth one, integrated software application. Sixth one, outsourcing information systems. Seventh one, networking and internet. Eighth one is artificial intelligence, neural networks, blockchain. The ninth one is decision supporting system, DSS. Tenth one, Java and different other software concepts. So these topics are repeatedly asked from 2022 to 2025 and are highly probable for upcoming exams. So please do refer these questions, or after learning, please do make sure that you have learned these questions. So that's all. If you need a detailed video of these concepts and the most important questions, answers, and all, and also a same kind of video for the further MMPC 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. For these subjects, please do comment below and also make sure you subscribe this channel and like this video. Thank you.